Hello, creative friends, and welcome to the Stampin' Squad. My name is Cheryl Dorsey. I'm an independent Stampin' demonstrator in Southern California, and today is Tuesday, October 28th, 2025. So welcome to the squad today. I have tried to do my weekly live the last 2 days, so yesterday and today, and apparently my internet is just not working quite right. Something is off. So instead of a live video this week, I'm recording this so that way I know that I can put it out there and you can get this content. I don't want you to miss this card. So that's what we're doing this week. Change of plans this week. I do want to just make a couple of quick announcements. Because it's October 28th, we only have a few days left for the fabulous starter kit special. And I think the best special is pay $35, get to choose $125 in products. And so that ends on the 31st. So that ends Friday. If that's something you're thinking about or you want more information about that, you can find me here. This is my website. So you can get in here and contact me, or my email address is down in the description below this video. You could surely email me, and I would love to hear from you and give you more information about that. So everybody likes a bargain, right? The other thing that I wanted to draw your attention to is new online exclusives are coming. November 4th, you'll be able to order new online exclusives. And so what I wanted to tell you about that is Stampin' Up! Is changing their packaging, beginning with these new products that are coming out in November. So now our stamps and our dies come in these like plastic envelopes, these sleeves. So no more of the cases. Now we have these nice thin sleeves. So it's going to take a lot less room for us to store all of our wonderful dies and stamps. Also, the red rubber stamps are going away. So whatever's in stock right now, they will continue to sell those. But going forward, beginning in November, no more red rubber. Everything is the clear photopolymer, and I am not mad about that. I really prefer the clear stamps. So that's what's happening. Now, I don't know about you, but I like to store my dies on a magnetic sheet. And so I always, when I get my dies, I take them off of the little cardboard piece that they send. They're attached with tape, as you know. I just pull them off here and I put them on a magnet sheet. Now, here's the big news. I would love to be able to store them in here with a magnet sheet. But up until recently, nobody made a magnet sheet that size. Not that I'm aware of anyway. But Stampin' Storage, which is a wonderful company that makes very high quality storage solutions for all of us crafters, they have made a magnetic sheet that is exactly the size that will fit in here. They made it specifically for Stampin' Up! Dies. Now let me show you. They come in a package of 5. And here they are. So here's one that I pulled out. This is the magnetic sheet. This is the back side. And so what I would be doing from now on is removing them from here and setting them on here. And then slipping this magnetic sheet into this plastic sleeve like that. It fits absolutely perfectly in there. So if you need some new magnet sheets that will fit this new storage solution that Stampin' Up! Has given us, look in the description. There's the word, the description below this video, and I will put a link down there to that item in Stampin' Storage, and you can hop over there and get you some new magnet sheets. So That's right. And by the way, isn't this cute? I can't wait to make projects with this for you. Love it. I love the cake. So you'll be seeing that from me soon. Something cute from there. I'm going to take this away. So if you need my address, take a quick screenshot of that. It's also down in the description, though. You can find it there. All right, on with the card. So I'm going to make this card for you. I already cut out and prepped some things for another version of this card. So the first one I'm making is a fun fold card. And the second one I'm making is a gift card holder. So there's just a small change to make to this to turn it into a gift card holder. So I'll show you that one second. Today I'm using the Traditions of Christmas paper, and it is so beautiful with this gold foil accent running throughout the paper. Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, let me give you some measurements. This piece of Secret Sea cardstock is 4 1/4 by 9, and I have scored it at 5 1/2 right here. This is also Secret Sea, and it is 2 3/8 by 3 5/8. Then I've got this piece of the Designer Series paper, and first I just cut a piece this size. And this is kind of like a typical layer that you would use on the card. It is 5 1/4 by 4. Yes, 5 1/4 by 4. Once I had that piece, then I just cut it so that I ended up with a piece that's 3 1/2 and one that's 2 inches. So we need that in our Designer Series paper. Here are some beautiful flowers. And this paper has at least 2 different designs where they've got a grouping of flowers that can be cut out with the dies, the coordinating dies. So that makes me very happy. You can get a beautiful image. Even without stamping or coloring or anything, you just cut it out of the Designer Series paper. Big time saver there. These are just scraps. I've got a scrap of gold foil paper and a scrap of basic white. Here's another piece of basic white. This one is 3 1/4 by 4. So those are the pieces we need today. Let me go ahead and tell you the other products that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using a stamp from this stamp set called Wishing You Joy. And I feel like this is something that could be overlooked because it's not part of a suite. It's not part of a bundle. It's just a standalone stamp set. But I really liked it because it had some sentiments that were a little bit smaller. Sometimes I want something small. And so this seemed to fit the bill. And so what they've done here is like the sentiment, Wishing You Joy. They've got each of the sentiments in a few different type styles. So here's Wishing You Joy, here's another one, and here's another one. So there's 3 different ones of each of the sentiments. So like Noel, we've got it 3 different ways. So I love that because sometimes, depending on the Designer Series paper, the design of your card, you want a different type style for your sentiment. So I'm going to use that. I'm also going to use one of the dies from the Traditional Labels dies. And so it's the one that's missing. If you have these dies, see if you can figure out which one's missing. You'll see it in a minute when I use it. But these are wonderful, wonderful dies. And finally, I'm also going to use a couple of the dies from the Christmas Greenery die set. And again, they're missing one here. And also, I actually already did the die cutting. So I used this die to do a die cut before I shot the video. Okay, so you'll get to see that piece in a minute. All right, I think that is all the explaining. So let's go ahead and make our card. I'm going to stamp first. And I'm using Cherry Cobbler today. And I chose the sentiment, May Your Christmas Be Bright. So I'm just going to put that right there. Love that. And lo and behold, that is all the stamping that I need for this card. So I am going to do some die cutting. Let's do that next. Let me move these things out of the way. I need to die cut my sentiment out, and I'm using this from the Labels die set. And then I also want to die cut my little flower bouquet, and I'm going to use this one. I'm going to set that aside because, as I said, I already cut out the gold foil leaves that I wanted for this. So let me grab my mini cut and emboss machine. Because both of these dies, or each of these dies, will fit in here. And I want to give you a little hot tip with this. Sometimes I know that people have a little bit of, challenges, I guess, trying to feed this into their machine. And so if you just take the platform and then pull this back a little bit, and let's put this on. And then when I put my second piece over it, I'm going to line it up with the platform. So the bottom and the top are forward, and this middle one is pulled back a little bit. And that just makes it a lot easier to feed this into the machine. So let's put this here and grab the die. And I've got some Post-it note tape to help hold this in place. I'm just looking to see if I've got it straight. I'm going to scoot this over just a little. There we go. And now let's put this top plate on. Line it up with the bottom, the platform plate. And then feed it through. We'll take a look at this. There we go. Set that aside, and let's die cut our flower bouquet. Grab a die. And I'm really bummed about about the internet not working for me this week. We've been doing this really almost since the beginning of the year, I think, and it's been so fun. I get to talk to you all in the chat, and you get to talk to each other. So even though we're not live today, I hope that you will take advantage of the comments section and go ahead and leave comments for me down there, because I'll come back and check those. Okay. And I also wanted to tell you guys that the next 2 weeks I'll have pre-recorded videos for you because I'm going on vacation. I will be on vacation for a couple of weeks, and actually I've already recorded and uploaded the video for next week, and it is a little gift box or treat box. It is super cute. You guys are going to love that. So I have that scheduled to post on my channel at 4 o'clock next week on Monday. So be sure and come back and look for that. Okay, let's start putting this together. I'm just going to fold and burnish on my score line here. And let's go ahead and put our designer series paper on. So this piece is going to go on the front. So that will fit nicely right on this panel. Love the paper. Love it, love it. Now this piece is going to go here. So never fear, video tutorials will show up for you here, and then I'll be back mid-November and we'll go back to doing lives. We'll go back to doing lives. This white piece is just going to fit right in here. Now you could stamp on here if you'd like. All right, I'm going to just push this right up against my designer series paper. All right, and now I'm going to go ahead and take this die cut and adhere it to my piece of Secret C. And the measurements for my Secret C, I just created those or decided on those. What size I thought looked good for kind of a border around this label die. Let me see if I've got that on there straight. Not exactly. There we go. That's better. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this on the front of my card. It's going to go right here. So I want glue on the back here up to this point, but not over here. So now I'm just going to kind of stick my thumb there so I know not to go any further than this. And now I'm just going to center this on the front of my card. So I'm just eyeballing that. Centering side to side and top to bottom. I think I got it straight. Now, we have this, and here's the piece I already die cut. I die cut these leaves out of beautiful gold foil paper. And I don't need, this is a pretty large piece here, and I don't need all of it. So I am just going to cut off this bottom part. And this is really all I need. So I'm going to put this on right about here, I think. So I need a little glue on here. I can adhere it to this. Just kind of squeezing it together here. Oops, there we are. So I just have the gold kind of coming out on this side. And now I want to put it on the front of my card, and I'm going to use some dimensionals. So we'll grab a few of these. And maybe one more right here. How about that? So we'll put this on and then we'll get a little bling. Add a little bling to our card. Okay. I think this seems about right. So we're just going to go there. Press that in, and now for our bling, I'm going to use these beautiful sequins, traditional sparkling sequins. And so they've got all the colors that are in this designer series paper. And I think that for this one, I don't know. Do I want to use gold? Do I want to use green? You know what? I'm going to use green ones because our ribbon is green. So I'm just going to go with that. So I'm going to take one of these big ones and put over here. And the little ones will give this a friend right there. And then medium size. There's that 3 bears. Big, little, and medium. There we go. So that is our card. Really easy, fun fold. I love this template. And it makes a really beautiful Christmas card. Okay, card number 1. Let's put together card number 2. I feel like this seemed pretty traditional, the colors. Even though it's got the Secret C in it, I feel like Secret C almost reads like a neutral. So here we are. I'm going to call that a traditional Christmas card. Now we're going to mix up the colors a little bit. So I've already die cut out the gold and the flowers. And you see this one has a pool party ribbon. And then I've got my sentiment already die cut out. And now, let's see. Grab the piece of designer series paper. Here are 2 pieces. And for the card base, oh, here's our white. For the card base, I'm going to use pool party. All right, so you see the pool party on the ribbon. There is pool party, the background, if you can see, the background in between the flowers is pool party. So I love that. Now, we're going to make this one into a gift card holder. So I waited on scoring it. And let me tell you, this is half of a sheet of 8.5 by 11. So it's 4 1/4 and 11 inches. That is the size. Okay, now let's get our piece up here. And we're going to score in the middle at 5.5. And then I'm also going to score at 2 inches. So you could do it down here. You could just back up from the 11, 2 inches, or you can do it 2 inches over here. Whichever way it works, you end up with the same thing. I'm just going to do it right here because my hands are over here. So I'm going to do it at 9. Okay, backing up 2 inches from the edge. Now let's fold and burnish that. And then we can put it together. Fold on that line. And I do have a gift card here. I can slip it in at the end and kind of show you what that looks like. So this 2-inch piece on the other card doesn't exist. On this card, this 2-inch piece is gone. Here we kept it. We scored so we can fold it over like this. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of glue and just go right along the edge. I want to stay pretty close to the edge here. And a little bit here. There we are. And then I'm just going to fold that back and really give it a good press. Okay. Now, since we're here, go ahead and do the inside of the card. How about that? We'll do that first. This is just going to go right here. All right. I can't wait to hear what you think about this. I am sorry that we're not live. It's so much fun chatting with you and getting your reactions in real time. So right now I'm just pretending. I'm just pretending that you're here with me. Oh my goodness. And this goes right up against this. Now, on this piece will go on the front here. The back of this is so pretty too. Some cherry cobbler. I love polka dots. I will never say no to a polka dot. They're so fun. Okay, we've got that in place now. And, oh boy, I've misplaced my, we might have to cut a piece. We might have to cut a piece of Pool Party, because it looks like I've misplaced mine. Okay, so let's do that. So, does anybody remember? It's 2 3/8. By 3 5/8. Okay, there we are. Now we can continue. So if you've been here for several months, since like end of March, you know that the last time I misplaced something, I was looking for it and I fell down and broke my wrist. So yes, that was during the live. So that was fun. So I get a little worried when I start losing things. We don't need a repeat performance of that. Okay. There we go. Very pretty. Now let's put this on our card. Again, just kind of eyeballing to get in the center here. And we need some dimensionals. We can pop that up. Let's put one over here. Go there, here, We'll stick one right here in the middle. All right. I don't like it if you mail it and it kind of gets pressed down and makes the middle soggy. No, not soggy. Saggy. That's the word. Saggy. And I don't like that, so I tend to put a lot of dimensionals underneath it to try to give it some good support. Okay. Let's get this on. That seems good. And now we need our bling. So this time I'm going to use the red. I'm going to use red. These sequins are really sparkly, very sparkly. There we are. Okay, so let's take a look on the inside here. Remember, we have our little fold over, and let me grab this gift card so I can show you. So you can put it in like this. It will fit. It'll fit just before that score line, so you can easily close that. All right, and then it will also fit as long as you keep the glue right along the edges. It will also fit in this way, just like that. Very nice surprise. So we've got two cards here. One just a card, one a card and a gift holder. And because we use different paper and different cardstock, I think they look really different. Very different styles of cards. This one with that non-traditional pool party, and then this one with our very red, very gold, beautiful Christmas colors. So I hope that you'll leave me a comment and let me know which one you like the best. Be sure and go down and look in the description below. You'll see that link for the magnet cards if you want the magnetic cards. And also I've got links for a playlist and links to my social media channels and my website and everything. Everything's down there. So be sure and pop down there and take a look. And I will have a video for you again next week and mid-November. Hopefully we'll be back live after my vacation. All right, thank you so much for watching today. I hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye.